Hey, so I wanted to come on today and talk to y'all about the full blood moon solar eclipse that we have coming up in Taurus tomorrow. This is a very powerful energy, and it's also something that we can work with if we understand the energies that come with Taurus, come with the eclipse. There's a lot. I am not an astrologer, but I love working with the energy of astrology. And so I thought I'd come on and just share a little bit, a few things that could be helpful to know during this eclipse season. One of the main things is that here in the United States, the eclipse is happening on the midterm election, and this is the first time in U.S. history that there's ever been an eclipse on an election day. And if you follow astrology, then you know that we are currently in the Pluto return for the U.S. natal chart, which is also a big deal. But it has a lot to do with collectively, we're breaking away from old structures and the old way of doing things. Um, and it's because we're shifting into the age of Aquarius, and the Aquarian energy is about authenticity, you know, really being your true self, the freedom of the individual empowerment. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this energy plays out politically. Um, but with an eclipse, they're harbingers of change. The eclipse season itself is so very powerful, and this one especially because there was a uh, Saturn Uranus square that has been happening. This energy has been occurring over the last 2 years. And on the day of the eclipse is the final Saturn Uranus square. So, again, very powerful energies. Um, the Saturn energy could bring in a lot of friction, tension, even in individuals. Just something to look out for, something to maybe be aware of, be prepared for. Don't take it personally if the people around you seem edgy. It's really not you. Um, it's kind of interesting because I'm more the flighty hippie of the relationship, and my boyfriend, he was grumpy one day last week, and I was like, "Yeah, it's okay." I was expecting it. It was in the astrology, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you and your hoodoo voodoo." But it's so true. We're affected by this just because, as a collective, we are all sensitive to the energy that's happening astrologically. And that's why I wanted to come on and kind of do this little like update because again, this is a very powerful time of change and the eclipse just magnifies the energy. And it actually, the ripple effect of this eclipse will last about 6 months. Um, and that's just a standard eclipse cycle. But this one in particular, especially with on a personal level, kind of like having a course correction in your day-to-day life, your habits, again, getting you to a more authentic place for yourself. And that could play out really over the next 2 years. And so this is an interesting time where you may start feeling restless with some of the things that have been in your life for a long time. And it could be habits, it could be location, relationships, your career, and just really start feeling like it's time for a change or the desire to travel or, just mix things up a little bit. But what's great about that interplaying with the eclipse is that eclipse is a great time for release, for closing cycles. And I know I've been adulting like a fiend over the last couple of weeks. Like, I just had this overwhelming urge, and I knew it was eclipse season. Like I said, I followed the energy, but it didn't strike me until I was looking more specifically at the eclipse. And so I thought it was interesting that I all of a sudden had this feeling that I needed to purge the house. Like I went through and I cleaned out the basement and threw things out on Facebook Marketplace, and then this weekend, my boyfriend went out to do yard work and ended up cleaning the shed out and getting rid of a bunch of just, old stuff. But the beauty of that, again, is that a full moon is a perfect time for release. And one of the things that is even more powerful to do during a full moon is like a release ceremony. And there are several ways that you can do it. And I don't know, I shared another video that I did about, I'm a big fan of the burning ritual. And there's something really powerful to me about setting something on fire and just letting it like waft up into the universe, like not mine anymore. But what you can do is like if there are certain things that you want to release, if there are, emotions from past events or situations of the past that when you reflect on them, you feel any kind of remorse or guilt or shame, um, releasing people. This is so huge. And a lot of a lot of times, if you're not into the spirituality and energetic type stuff, you don't realize that you create energetic cords with people that you share space with, be it friendships, old relationships. But this is a very good time to officially release them, even if they haven't been in your life for years. You can still maintain an energetic cord, and that can still affect you in the day to day, even your emotions. And so, this would be a great time for the burning ceremony. You can take a piece of paper, write down the things that you're wanting to release. And I always recommend that you use like a bowl or a big like spaghetti pot or something. Put some water in the bottom of it. Go outside and then light that on fire and just let it burn and release all of that into the universe. And you can even, sit down, get quiet, do some deep breathing, really get centered, and tell the universe, these things are no longer serving me. I release them to you. They're no longer tied to me. And let it go. And if you're not in a place where you can burn things, this Taurus energy, because it's earth energy, and also just because of, again, being energetic beings and things being a little chaotic, because chaos and the unexpected is another part of this eclipse energy. Going out into nature and getting grounded is going to be very helpful in just staying centered, keeping yourself more balanced. But another way that I like to do the release ceremony is if you live by a body of water, like a river, or a stream, or a creek, or somewhere that you could go. And I know here in the Northern Hemisphere it's fall, so we've got leaves all over the place, and especially tulip leaves, because those suckers are big. Grab you up a tulip leaf and take a permanent marker like a Sharpie and write what you want to release on the leaf. Use as many as you want. They're free. Trees aren't using them anymore. And the beautiful thing about this is, unlike doing like a balloon release, it's not damaging to the environment. But you can write the thing on the leaf, and go through the whole releasing ceremony, say whatever feels meaningful to you as you let the leaves go, and put them in the water and just watch them float away. There it goes. And it's amazing how you can actually feel the weight of these things being lifted off of you. And again, because of the full moon and being such a powerful time for release, it's just a great time, one, to get out into nature, but two, to do a ceremony, you know, really let go of those things once and for all. And doing the actual physical act of the ceremony really helps ground that release. Um, but I was going to say too, with the expect the unexpected, because eclipses are a time of radical change anyway. And with the course correct that we're on as a collective, because we're moving into the age of Aquarius. And so, because so many things of the past won't work for the new way that energetically we're being called to live, there's probably going to be a lot of chaos. And again, the grounding is so important for this reason because we can be an island of peace and stability within ourselves. And if you stay grounded Stay in your energy, protect your energy, um, and just be aware that full moons are a time of heightened emotion anyway. And with this full moon, it's probably going to be heightened emotion on steroids. Like like people drank a Red Bull and then got real shitty about the day. Just like they're capable of being extra shitty for no apparent reason. Again, be aware of it. Don't take it personally. And as always, full moons are an excellent time if you have crystals and you use crystal healing or crystal energy. Um, Charge your crystals, make you some moon water, especially under an eclipse full moon. This just the energetic power of this full moon is great to channel in that way. Um, I think that's all I was going to cover. I can get off on a tangent like a fiend, so I try to keep notes to respect your time. Uh, all right. Yeah. Yeah. I think that covers it. And I also wanted to throw out there that I'm really wanting to do because it's this period of instability is going to shake foundations. I mean, there's going to be a lot of things. There's going to be some like truths coming out, really shaking the foundations of a lot of the things that we've known, that we've relied on. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now, and I wanted to offer free coaching, like free live group coaching sessions, and just whoever wants to participate is welcome to participate. I would love to get some ideas on what would be most helpful for you at this time, like what topics, because I just randomly throw out whatever kind of hits me on the videos. But I want to do something that's going to be very beneficial for you during this time to, give you tools, give you tips, new habits, new things that you can do, ways to deal with the energy that will help you sail more smoothly through this chaotic period of change. Because again, it's expect the unexpected. So we don't really know what's coming up. We know we've been through almost 3 years of absolute turmoil as it is. So I wanted to offer the free coaching sessions because, the more of us in the collective who can stay in a good place, who can keep the high vibe, helps stabilize the rest of the collective. It's like being the eye of the storm for the people around you. So, what I would really appreciate, drop it in the comments. What topics would be most helpful to you at this time? And once I get some responses and figure out what everybody's wanting to talk about, things that we can work with, then I will post when the coaching will take place. And again, it's going to be just, I'm not trying to like collect emails or spam anybody. We'll have a notification. This is when it's going to be. You're free to join, contribute to the group. Group energy is fabulous for coaching, for growth, for things of that nature. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Shares definitely appreciated because I'm really wanting to get a lot of input on what would be most valuable for people at this time so that I can offer the most healing, helpful information possible. Also, there is a link in the description box for the Rebel Tribe group on Facebook. And if you want to join us there, I'll do updates and things like that so you won't miss any information coming out about the free coaching sessions. All right. I think I covered it. I hope that was helpful. I will talk to you all soon. Love and light.